Hi there and welcome to our next video on fractions. In this video we're going to be having a look at simplifying fractions, mixed numbers and improper fractions, multiplying fractions, dividing fractions and finally fractions of amount. So let's get started. First of all, simplifying fractions. Whenever you're given a fraction to simplify, use this method. So we have to simplify 18/24. So we write it out, and now we need to divide both the numerator and the denominator by the same number until we can't do it anymore. So 18 and 24, they both go into the 2 times tables, so we can divide both of them by 2. Whatever you do to the numerator, you do to the denominator. So we divide both of them by 2. This would give you 9 and this would give you 12. Now you can see that both of these go into the 3 times tables, so you can divide both of them by 3 again. Divide by 3. 9 divided by 3 would give you 3, and 12 divided by 3 would give you 4. And now you can notice that 3/4 doesn't simplify any further. So your simplified fraction of 18/24 would be 3/4. And you always don't have to start off with the smallest times table. So if you had 18/24, for example, you could have simply quickly divided it by 6. You could have divided both of the sides by 6, and that would have given you a straight answer of 3/4. Anyway, would be fine. Okay, now on to mixed numbers and improper fractions. So we're given this mixed number over here to write as an improper fraction. So let's write it down over here. We have 4 and 2/3 as an improper fraction. We need to convert it. Okay, so the method you would use is you would do the denominator multiplied by the mixed number, and then you would add your numerator on. So in this case, you would do 3 multiplied by 4, which would get you 12, and then you would add your numerator on, which would be 12 plus 2, which is 14. And your denominator, which is 3, always stays the same. So we found out the numerator and we keep the denominator the same, so our improper fraction would be 14/3. Now, what if we're going the other way? We're going from an improper fraction to a mixed number. An improper fraction is just when the numerator is bigger than the denominator. So 31/4. And the trick with this is using the divide sign over here. We need to do numerator divided by the denominator. So in this case, it would be 31 divided by 4. This will go 7 times, and now you don't change it into a decimal, you just put the remainder on. It goes 7 times, which will give you 28 with a remainder of 3. So you have 7 remainder 3. So you have 7 wholes. That would be equal to 7 wholes, and you have a remainder of 3, and the denominator doesn't change. So it would be 7/3 as your final answer. Now on to multiplying fractions. And multiplying fractions, all you do, so 8/15 multiplied by 5/12. All you would do is 8 multiplied by 5, 15 multiplied by 12, and you should always remember to simplify your answer. So we would get 40 over, let's work 15 times 12 over here. That would give us 10, 3, 5, 1, and add it would give you 180. So we have 40 over 180, and now you would have to simplify your answer. So let's divide both of the sides by 10. That would give us 4/18, and we can divide both of the sides by 2. That would give us 2/9. So the answer to this would be 2/9 as your simplified answer. Okay, on to dividing fractions, slightly trickier now. So 2 and 1/3 divided by 3 and 1/2. How would we do this? Okay, step 1 is to change it into an improper fraction. So this would be 7 over 3, and this would be 7 over 2. And the second step is now to KFC it. So KFC stands for keep, flip, change. So over here you would need to keep the first fraction. So let's make some space. So you would keep the first fraction, 7 over 3. You would change the divide sign into a multiply sign, and you would flip over the 7 over 2 to 2/7. And now we've got a completely different question over here. So we can multiply it. We will get 14 over 21, and that would be your final answer. Now finally, fractions of amounts. 9/20 of 360. Okay, so whenever we're finding fractions of an amount, we need to do the whole number, which is 360, divided by the denominator. Number, and you divide it by the denominator. Then once you've done that, you multiply it by the numerator. So if we were to work this out, step 1 would be to do 360 divided by 20. We can cross out our zeros. We have 36 divided by 2, which would give us 18. Now we need to multiply by the numerator, which would be 9. So we would have 18 multiplied by 9, which would give us 162. So 9/20 of 360 would be 162. In the description box below, there's a link to a quiz which you can have a go at. In our next video, we're going to be having a look at some exam questions to do with fractions. But for now, that is it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. And one last thing, please subscribe, hit the like button and the notification bell.